Do you guys mind if I put this on?
That's okay.
You can still see
Yeah,
my
those
eyes,
are
right?
like I still
Yeah.
see your eyes. You
Yeah?
got new glasses?
Yeah.
Those are so cute.
Thank you.
You got new and you're always losing them.
And I'm just like a little kid. Like I have to wear. If I go on a trip and I buy things, I gotta like wear them all right away. So, like, I cannot
I
wait.
have the same
I cannot
energy.
wait.
Oh
I
yeah,
cannot wait.
Like
So that
it's
is so
just
that.
like my new toys. I'm just like and I'll even be like reading the box and whatever that sort of thing.
What's the experience of getting glasses in Japan?
Where did I get these ones? I think I might have bought these at Uniqlo.
Oh, really?
I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember where I bought them. Yeah.
Do they
in
have
Tokyo.
like to?
They were cheap. It was like 2,000 shillings or something.
Yeah.
The cool thing, the yen and the shilling are the exact same, pretty
They're
much.
the same.
So it's like every price in Japan.
No conversion required.
You enjoyed that, yeah?
Yeah.
The
Why are you
fashion.
wearing sunglasses in the house?
Or they're just like fashionable fake. You could say like they're fake lenses with no prescription, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fake
It's fashion.
prescription.
Yeah. Wait, that's not fashion.
That's there's guys
It's
who wear,
fashion.
there's guys who wear glasses who don't need glasses who wear them for fashion reasons.
It is.
There are. You know this, yeah?
No, like okay, no. The way you said it before, like they're fake, so they're fashion. Like fashion is not fake. Like fashion is real. Like fashion is a thing.
Jesus.
Right.
That's-
Right. No, of course it is. Yeah.
That started hot.
Yeah. So it's Pride Month.
Yes, it is.
I got you something in Japan that I saw that I thought would be fun for you.
Is it rainbow? Like okay, so
Nope.
last time, so last time I wore this and it triggered the homophobia in you, so that's why I brought it back.
Sorry about it. I'm reformed. I'm reformed.
It was strange. I haven't seen it before, so
No,
yeah,
I'm
it was
reformed now.
interesting.
No, I've reflected.
It was interesting to see it.
You've reflected.
I have. No, I have. I have.
So we're
right?
bringing it back. So
Yeah.
I scoured my house for everything rainbow, and this is all I could get. And now I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
Now I'm embarrassed.
Why? Because it's a lot?
It's negligible.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what did you get me? What did you get me?
So I found a T-shirt. Are you familiar with? She's sort of like an icon in maybe the lesbian communities. Peppermint Patty from the comic strip Peanuts. Are you not familiar with this?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So I can give this to you. So
Yeah,
there was
that's even
a
better.
Peppermint patty.
there was a comic strip
Peanuts.
called Peanuts, Charlie Brown,
Yeah.
that ran for years, super famous, like in every newspaper across the land. And still, like, you can go today and buy like compendiums of these cartoons and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a character in there named Peppermint Patty, and she was sort of okay, I don't know shit about this, but she was like adopted by the lesbian community as one of her own because she kind of had sort of what I think people saw as like lesbian traits.
Okay.
Yeah, she was just butch and to the point and whatever.
Oh, I'll check it
Yeah,
out.
so anyway.
I'll check it
So I
out.
got you a Peppermint Patty T-shirt, but you got to do some googling.
Oh, I will
Is that a
definitely
good
get
gift?
it. That is a good gift. Like
Yeah.
it gets you curious. It gets you looking
Yeah,
into
mostly
something.
because you don't know.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
don't know. That's
Yeah.
it is a good gift. Thank you.
Pleasure. And we ended up going to this. Okay, Tokyo is a massive city. Yeah.
Uh huh.
I mean, it's got to be what, like it's like 150 Nairobis, right? Don't you think?
15 Nairobi's.
Like,
But yes.
because it is
But
like
yes.
Tokyo is like 6 Londons, you realize, right? Or like as far as like area and sprawl and
Okay,
population.
the way when you say that, it just sounds ridiculous but very descriptive, and I very much understand it. 6 Londons, 150 Nairobi's.
150 Nairobis, 6 Londons. And there's a million things to do. Like if you like search for stuff, like there's stuff around every corner. Like
Yeah.
you could stay there for a month and
And
still
you'd
have
never
like,
complain.
not
Yeah,
covered
yeah,
all the
yeah.
stuff. I think there's other places. London's a place like that too. Paris is a place like that too, right? Like there's all kinds of shit you can go see. But you and I ended up at the same place randomly.
The
The
Planet
museum,
Labs.
the Planet Lab Museum.
Yeah. What
Did
did you
like
think
it?
about this one? I
It was
loved
cool. It was cool.
The place you took the photo?
Yeah,
Mm.
I love.
What is it about?
I don't know. How would you describe it?
So it's experiential art. It's experiential art. So one of the first things you do is you take off your shoes. You don't go in with your shoes, and then you walk around all of these like water paths. So pretty much you're cleaning your legs to enable you to take you to the other experiential places. But then you're also interacting with water, and then they have all of these meanings for the water. And then at the end of the water path, like there's a water falling from the sky, and then it's lighted from behind, so like it's droplets from blah 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 blah, Okay, we'll go through the photos.
Yeah.
So they had all of these plaques explaining what it is. And then you go to a place where it's all like, it's sponge, like you're walking through, it's sponge, but then you're walking through, so you're dipping and you're falling, and it's soft, and it's all black and it's dark. And then you walk through, like it's all paths, and then you go.
The one that we love,
fish,
the one
the
where the
flowers.
flowers were all around you.
Yes.
Like you went and sat down on the ground on this like mirrored thing, and you had your shoes off and,
Yeah.
and whatever, and then like these flowers would come down all
Orchids.
around you.
Yeah.
Like, in front, but then they'd sense, so you wouldn't be being smothered by in your face.
Yeah.
Like, it would sense.
It
that
sounds
there's your
like
head
there's a
right
person there, so it goes
And so
down.
this one would stop, and then this one would go, and that one would go even further.
Yeah.
And so like they're around you, but they weren't bothering you.
Yeah.
Like super weird high tech shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
that's
And then like
amazing.
there's this dome where like they're just projecting flowers. And then there, where you took the photos are these large balls of light when you're just walking around. Like it's very playful. It's all play. I
One thing I
loved
thought
it.
was funny. Did you see the warnings that they gave before you went into the exhibit?
What warnings? I can't remember.
Specifically, do you remember the way they phrased the warning about that the floor is a mirror in some places?
Oh yeah, so like if you're wearing a skirt, like beware or something.
Yeah, exactly. It said like you're gonna be walking, on mirrored things.
Yeah.
But the way it said it, I wish I'd taken a picture. It said something like,
Okay.
so there's a risk that people will see your underwear, is what it said.
Right.
That's what it said. It was like, that was the translation of the Japanese into English. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, there is a
Yeah.
risk.
It's really cool.
There's this crazy culture I saw there that I hadn't seen before of like, there's these stores that are called these capsule toy stores. Did you see those? Where, it's this thing where you put money into like a machine and you
And you
turn like a
crank
knob,
it.
and you get like a little plastic capsule and you open it up and there's some mystery toy in there, right?
Yeah.
You've seen that before? Wouldn't that be in Nairobi somewhere?
No.
Maybe this is a business. Yeah.
Business idea.
We should roll this
Business
out,
ideas,
right?
yeah.
But like, it's like this weird way because like you're always going to get one of like 5 toys or whatever, and so there's stores that are just full of these things. Like the whole business is 200 different capsule toy things.
Yeah.
And this one is Pokemon, and this one is Star Wars.
Yeah.
And this one is Jelly Bellies, Jelly Beans, and this one is like some is like food and stuff like that. And it's just like this amazing way that like all these children are sort of gambling.
They are gambling.
It's like this gambling culture with children
Yeah, because
that we don't have here.
we don't. Yeah.
Like if you want to buy that toy, you go buy that toy. You don't risk getting a different toy.
You don't
Yeah.
put 400 yen
Yeah.
into
You
a
go buy the
machine and
toy you
hope
want.
to you get the purple one.
Hope you get the purple one because that's when you're after.
Yeah, and the purple one is the rare one. So you have like a bunch of pink ones,
Yeah.
but then you keep trying for the purple one. Yeah, it is
Sounds like
100% gambling.
Nice to do.
Get these kids hooked on gambling.
Yeah. It's interesting, eh?
Yeah.
But yet gambling there is illegal. Yeah.
Yeah, it is illegal.
Or in Japan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, like gambling for money is illegal. Like, there's no real casinos there.
So they don't. Yeah, I was gonna ask. So they don't have casinos.
They don't have casinos. But there's ways they sort of gamble, like getting around the game.
I mean, even the claw machine is a gamble.
The claw machine is a gamble as well. And what's funny?
And the house always wins.
So here's the thing. Yeah, there's basically businesses that are just like 200 different claw machines. Some of which, do you know the claw machine?
No.
Sharon.
So have you seen these games like in movies where like it's a hand and then someone is outside? Like it's a glass enclosure. There are so many, like let's say stuffed animals in a bin, and then you're controlling it like a game with levers, and then you're moving an arm. It's going like this, and then you go down, and then you pick it up, and then maybe it drops. That's a claw machine.
I'll need to
We
look
gotta
it up.
change
Okay,
the
okay.
topic. We've lost Sharon.
Okay. Yeah.
We're too much in there.
Enough
Okay.
Japan, anyway.
Anyway, they
much
encourage
taking.
the kids gamble more than anyone there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's for like routine household goods. I saw it just for like Indomie, right? It's like the claws picking up like Indomie. Like if you want Indomie, why don't you just go buy
Go
Indomie?
buy it now.
Like why are
It's
you
gambling.
putting?
It's
Why are you putting
the psyche.
Yeah, why are you putting some smaller amount, whatever, 50 shillings in?
Did you?
To see if you can win it, and then maybe you have to do it 10 times, and you paid 500 shillings for Indomie. You
It's
shouldn't
the
You should have
fun.
gone.
It's the.
for
I
It's
can
the
do
Indomie.
thrill.
this.
It's the thrill.
It's the thrill. Like I can do this. I can do this.
It's 100% gambling.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Sharon.
That's it.
So, are you guys following the protests at all? The
Yeah.
finance bill protests?
Yeah.
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 But you don't want to have anything to do with it.
What do you mean? Like,
Like,
we're
You would
out
want to
there.
be nearby.
We are.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I would
we
go.
are paying cash bills. We are paying cash bills. We are wearing black to work because you can't be out there. And then we pop in and go
Yeah.
test some tear gas, and then we come
There's
back.
always someone participating, even
yeah,
when
we
they are sitting
participate in,
somewhere,
in our very own way.
or sending your lawyer
Today,
friend.
today we'll figure it out. Today I think my schedule is a little bit open, so
Oh, yeah?
But I've never seen.
come pick me up at Central when I make the call.
I've never seen so much political engagement among young Kenyans. Have you?
Oh,
It's
it was
amazing.
It is amazing.
mind-blowing.
It is so cool.
This is the most
I
unbelievable thing. Okay, so we're
love
sort
it
of
so
dating
much.
because I think we're on a cycle where we release these podcasts like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So we're recording this on the 20th of June, yeah? So
have
by
no
the
idea
time
when
This
it
by
is.
the
should
time
go
our
out.
listeners hear it, we get more information. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the information we have right now is so exciting. I've never seen people so fired up, and it has nothing to do with like
A
it's
political
not, it's
leader.
not anti, it's not
always-
anti-Ruto.
Exactly.
It's not pro
anti
Raila.
that government. Like
It's
that.
just like
Yeah.
this, and it's a
Policies.
demand.
We are
It's a
done.
demand for transparency as well. And there's some great like citizen journalism out there too.
Yes.
People are putting together slide
Oh,
decks
people
that
are putting
concisely
The code of
describe
conduct.
the thing. People are
Yeah.
creating like things on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Yes.
That answers questions about it. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes, it's
It
so
is.
cool. We're in the middle of a we are definitely in the middle of a revolution.
I kind of feel like we are.
We
Yeah.
are 100%, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I am 100% here for it.
And I think even the politicians were just mind blown. Like, I'm sure Raila, wherever he was like, whoa. So you guys can just stage a protest without me?
You know, this like rising
And it's
middle
just
class.
the Gen Z.
Yeah, I mean, like these young smart kids, like they're everywhere around us at work, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gen Zs
It's like
are
these
so
guys know
smart.
and they want transparency in their
Yes.
shit. So okay, you can raise the tax. Like, tell me exactly what's going on here and
Yes.
explain to me why this is a good use of my money. You're taking
Yeah.
my money
Yeah.
And
to do your
the
shit.
thing is, Kenyans are not against paying taxes. Like, let's get that clear. Like, we want to pay taxes, but we want the money that we are putting in the government's hands to be put to good use.
Yes.
Like, that's the underlying
Not
thing.
setting up a deputy president's wife's office.
Office.
You know?
Totally. No, I
Yeah.
mean, this is
And
amazing.
assign billions of money to that.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renovations and all that stuff.
Right.
They want to see the money going to good use.
Yes, we
Yes.
want to
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. And a reasonable
working for-
amount of tax. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God, that was I've
It's
never
so
seen
cool to
anything
see.
like
I've
that
never seen
in
anything
my
like it.
life.
I've never seen like anything like it. And this is the great thing about being off almost all social media. It's like I'm learning this entirely from the WhatsApp statuses of people. It's
Yeah.
just like these people who never post are also like, oh my
All
god,
of a sudden,
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
going crazy.
Yeah.
There's so much engagement. People I've never seen post there, and there's some great memes as well, like
Yeah.
the strawberry flavored tear gas,
The mint,
And
the,
you-
Yeah, mint.
Yeah.
like the shisha flavors.
Yeah.
shisha
And
flavors.
you know
the tear
what's
gas.
funny? This whole protest was organized on Twitter.
Yep.
Entirely.
It was organized on socials, yeah.
Right.
And people were just like, okay, I'll do this. Then people start sending each other money. You'll print the stickers, you'll buy the
Right.
t-shirts, and it was well coordinated.
Right.
And these are strangers, they don't know each other.
Right.
And they just come together and,
Right.
Like, it's very encouraging. It's
Yeah.
very, very encouraging to
It's amazing.
and inspiring. Like, to see people still protesting while they're sitting in the back of a police truck. Like, you have arrested me to stop doing the thing that
Yeah.
you said. But while I'm in there, while I'm still outside
Yeah.
on the streets, I'm going to
Yeah.
I'm
protest.
telling you,
In
Yeah.
cell,
And we've all got-
they were
inside the cell, they're
singing
still
and-
chanting.
and
Like,
we've all got cameras now. We can all record this.
Yes.
And what impressed me more is there were more
love it.
women. Oh, women just came out. Everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
like most of these protests,
historically-
it's just usually men getting arrested, getting beaten up. This time, a lot of women were jumping into that police car, Mariamu.
Right.
The revolution has
you
come.
you were out there, like you were out there during the
Yeah,
day, like
yeah.
you were passing.
Yeah.
Like, what was your experience?
It was interesting. Yeah, I was going to meet someone. I was going to meet a client, and then I was on a border. So I told this border, okay, let's go quickly. Let me deliver whatever I'm delivering and come back. And as we were approaching the client's office, the 4 police cars were approaching us with lights, and the water cannon was behind it. And I told this border guy, please make a U-turn. And before I know it, a tear gas was already
Wow.
released on us. Yeah. So,
Scary.
yeah. Only that I was in heels, otherwise I would have just run. I had to
You
hide
didn't
in
read
an
the code of
office.
conduct. The code of conduct
Do
said
not
wear
wear
comfortable
running
shoes.
shoes.
You
I
weren't
love
intending
it that
on
they had put everything together,
Everything
including a
was-
code of
Code of
conduct.
contact, a dress code. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Damn, the dress code today is colorful.
It's colorful.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
best I could do.
Oh yeah.
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 Put on a green, a yellow,
does
a
feel
red.
like we're in the middle of like the beginning of a revolution somehow. But you know, let me tell you though, I got to tell you, there's a time recently I felt like this as well, and I was totally wrong.
When was this?
That was during the GameStop phenomenon. You know
GameStop.
what I'm talking about.
This was the
It was the
stock GameStop, like when
Yes.
there was it manipulation
Well, yeah.
or rather
so what was
like
happening
odd
is,
interest, unexpected.
yeah, unexpected interest organized on Reddit to basically
Yes.
pressure a huge professional investor, like a bunch of tiny investors.
Oh, the ones they had
all
shorted
banded
the
and
GameStop.
organized
I
together,
remembered. Yeah,
went
yeah.
after a big investment firm called Citadel that's out of Chicago or now Miami.
They had held
And, like,
short
basically,
positions.
Yes, yeah, and they went after it. And the thing is, they were right. Like Citadel's business model is corrupt. Like they do bribe exchange. Like they do bribe. I'm going to lose you for a sec, but they do
Okay.
bribe exchanges to basically the privilege of ripping off individual retail investors, moms and dads, widows and orphans, you know, who are basically trading stock. Like they skim off pennies of each trade, and it's like a corrupt thing where there's like a sort of a payment. I mean, it's completely legal, but it's corrupt, right? And so like these guys on Reddit organized, like we're going to expose these guys and pressure these guys and make them lose money, and they
So
kind
they
of
drove up the
yeah,
GameStop.
they drove up the thing, and I bought into GameStop because I wanted to feel like I was part of the. I felt like I was like Che Guevara, like when I bought those shares.
Oh yeah, and you bought them
I
at a
think
really bad time.
I bought them at the absolute worst time. I think I bought $5,000 worth. I don't think I ever sold. I think they're probably still in my account. Or they're probably worth like $200 or
Shrub.
something like that, right? It didn't even. If you look at the price that I bought them at, like the stock never even closed at that price that day. Like I bought it at like the highest intraday price that it ever
and
was.
it has never gotten to that price
It's
again.
never gone back. So I was like, yeah, and I went in and I picked the absolute top.
Wait, so
of
why
that
did,
shit.
so
Can you
why
believe that
why
stuff?
do you think it wasn't like there wasn't a revolution because you got in at a bad time, or because it still continues, like citadels that still
like
exist?
basically the regulators kind of like put on circuit breakers to the advantage to keep Citadel solvent and stop. Like, you know, the regulators who are supposed to be looking out for the little guy, in fact, looked out for the big professional investor Citadel because they're corrupt as well.
Yeah, so
And
that
so
that
basically
already
they stopped
exposed
it.
that.
They basically like threw, I can't remember, but they changed margin requirements and they banned short selling and what I don't know, they did some shit that basically allowed Citadel to kind of like not take huge losses on it. And then, yeah, I guess you could say forced losses on the people like me.
So
Am I a
Okay.
sympathy case?
So this is
Probably
why
not.
I don't think it's a failed revolution. Like it exposed a bunch of the
It
way in
exposed it.
which these
People know about
corporations,
this
people
now.
know about this. Like,
Yeah.
like
It's
it,
still
it
happening
was
every day.
very popular on Reddit, and you every time you get on Reddit, like you'll see some like one post. They don't get so popular as they were. The consideration is not as much as it was at that time,
Yeah.
like Wall Street bets.
Yeah.
And not all of them are like me, who has clearly forgotten all about that the GameStop era. But they
Yeah.
definitely exposed how these corporations like operate, and what that means is that someone is still sitting with this information, and someone is still investigating, someone is still interested, someone is still and that's why I'm saying we're in the middle of a revolution, because
Yeah.
someone is toying with this idea in their head, someone is thinking about this, someone is
Totally. I'm still thinking
and
about
this is how we
I'm still
get
thinking
this is
about
how we get Bitcoin. This is how Satoshi Nakamura will write that whole white paper. Someone is in the background thinking about how to change this. And just because the regulators came in and actually upheld the system, that doesn't mean that the system will always hold. So
Right.
where
Oh,
are
no,
we?
no, no.
Where are
Yeah,
we
no,
in
people
the
know about this
revolution?
stuff.
So where are we in the
Right.
revolution?
Like, think
we are
about-
definitely not here.
Yeah.
Like just because we're not here. So where are we in the revolution? So that's what I think about the financial institutions.
Right.
Yeah. So Sharon, I think you posted something on your WhatsApp status, and it's a common sentiment that right now nobody has the luxury of actually not having a political opinion.
Yeah.
And I believe that.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I'm one of the people who I don't do politics.
Yeah.
I guess that's the meme right now. Like,
Yeah.
and it's for me, I think it's too big. It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot. So like I don't, but I don't engage. Like it's so. I'd like to change that. I mean, I love Kenya. I love the world. The world really is revolving around politics. But I love Kenya, and I'd be interested in starting, like, to improve my political awareness. I have voted. Well, let me just say that I've only voted when Martha Karua was on the ballot for president. We can get into the reasons for that. Okay, well, I love women. I'd love to see a woman president in my country. So why? Okay, but what? How should I be thinking about this? Like, what? How can I improve my philosophy on politics? Like, where should I start? Like, what should I look into? Like, how do I know that the president is working? Like, why should I vote for this guy and not the other guy? Like just you can tell me from your experience, like why you are very interested in politics. Is it the people of politics, or is it politics itself? Like where should I start?
I guess I'd say your starting point would also be like your social media. Who do you follow? Like there are usually political debates on TV, Nation in the morning. Like just start your interest from there. Just listen to what these guys are debating about, and not necessarily picking a side, just being in the know. Okay, well, I voted. Did my vote count? Unless you're just lining up to vote because, okay, someone just pulled me out of the house to go and vote. But yeah, just to know, does my vote count? And just keep following on this, like, political bloggers, I would call them that. Yeah, they have a lot of information. Like the person who broke down the bill for us, word by word, page by page, was a political blogger. And we got to realize, okay, so there are few things hidden in here, like an NHIF being scrapped and stuff like that, things that people were just assuming.
Yeah.
And
no, I mean, it was great. Just that one tweet that Daisy shared with us from that Just Ivy blogger.
Yeah.
That was like, oh my God, what great journalism. It's like she just boiled down into 8 clear, concise points.
Yeah.
Whatever. Forget all the bullshit, all the speeches, the madam speaker, and all the this.
Yeah.
And like, here's basically the parts that you need to know. Boom, 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 boom.
Exactly.
Like, it's great citizen journalism, and it's like, I think this is obviously is going to be what replaces like Nation Media and Standard Media groups. Like, these guys continue to struggle. Not because those guys are bad. It's just that, 1 million independent people can build up trust with an audience and basically be citizen journalists. Like, figure out the bill, read it themselves, understand it, and say, okay, there's all this nonsense in here, but here's the 3 things you need to know, right?
Okay.
Like, that's journalism, right?
Yeah.
And it used to be the places like Standard Media and Nation who did that, but now it's just you and me, right?
And which ended
Like,
up like
even
being
us talking
controlled
about
by
it
the
right now,
government.
right?
Yeah.
And publishing this conversation right now
Okay.
is citizen journalism. Like, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the idea of I don't do politics, it's no longer a flex. It used to be a flex. Like,
It was never like
okay. Someone would be like, oh, Miss mambo ya siasa, so people think you're a baddie. The baddies are now out there protesting. Yeah, the real baddies actually, as Gen Zs, they're out there protesting. And if you don't do politics is gonna do you. Like,
True.
Yeah.
Right.
True. It will definitely always underlie like how we are moving as a nation. So,
Yeah.
but how can I participate then? Okay, apart from just lining up and showing, like, we have a few years until the next elections. Like, how do I well, I guess you're talking about the debates and being aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
How can I create a personal philosophy around, like, who do I vote for?
I mean, let me tell you, participation doesn't mean like you see, just the way we were telling Chad here, like, bailing out someone, you've participated. You don't have like to make your social media platforms politics active. Yeah. But as long as you understand what's going on, you're in support of what's going on and stuff like that. It builds pole pole. Mine started way from 2007 all the way. Yeah, it just builds pole pole.
I think it's the personalities for me. It's the personal. So right now I feel like we are lacking choice in terms of who to vote for.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I don't feel so. Pretty much what's happening is I'm being given the opportunity to choose the CEO for the organization, for this beautiful organization.
Yeah.
And either I don't know how to choose a CEO, which I don't believe that's true. Like, I've hired pretty good people. So why do you think, okay, this is a bad question for you. Like, why do you think I'm creating a demarcation between business and running the company, which is a business?
What? What's the demarcation?
Like, in my mind, like, they feel like they feel like different institutions, like the powers that that pull
can I
politics.
give you a different perspective?
All perspective. I need all perspective.
I mean, I think like who you actually vote for, whether you vote, is probably the least important part of it, right?
Okay.
Like, I think it's like they have opinions on like specific issues that like affect you, right? And like, hey, I don't want this housing levy going because I don't understand where this is going to go and how I'm going to get housing out of this.
Okay.
Right? Or anybody I know. Like, I want transparency. Like, basically that is moving stuff in the right way. Then, because you're going to cast one vote, and like the problem is it doesn't really matter. It's because it's just one vote.
Yeah.
But when you have a platform, which you sort of do through the Baada Ya Kazi podcast, you can actually, like, that's way more powerful. So
Yeah.
I would say, like, don't feel guilty that you somehow need to like have opinions about candidates. Who cares?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have opinions about issues,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. What issues are important to me right now? Okay.
Sanitary towels, taxation. That's more important.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be nice if the traffic police were less corrupt.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be an improvement over time if that was the case. Yeah. Okay. I finally raised a specific issue, and you guys are saying nothing.
No, like,
We've just been talking in abstractions for 5 minutes. We've lost the audience. So let's talk specifically. What about traffic cops?
no, like, that's I'm just digesting. Like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, actually, no, you brought it up. You tell us more. Like, you tell us what you think about.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'll have like small opinions on. Yeah, I definitely would never have an opinion about like individual candidates.
Have you ever voted, like, in America?
Not in a long time.
Not in a long time. When's the last time you voted?
Jeez, I don't know. Might have been 96.
Wow. I was barely born.
Very
She definitely wasn't born.
All right, screw you guys.
Okay,
Making me
why
feel bad.
you can vote from here, right?
Yeah, but it's like a hassle. I think it requires like doing
Because
some things,
most of your
and it's not that important.
Actually, no. Let's get into it. Like, what's the hassle?
I don't know. I've never looked into it, but you probably got to show up at the U.S. Embassy and fill out some forms and stuff.
To register to vote?
Something like that.
Okay. So the inconvenience for you is what keeps you away from voting? Like, but do you have opinions about issues?
Sure. I mean, in the U.S., less so these days, right?
yeah,
Like,
because
things
most
affect
of the
me in
issues
Kenya.
affect you in
Yeah,
Kenya.
I mean, definitely. I mean, I
Yeah.
run a business in Kenya. It's like all
Yeah.
this stuff is way more important. It doesn't matter so much what's happening in the U.S. I mean, some things around tax policy. My tax rate goes up, it goes down. I pay my taxes because I still pay taxes in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't think about those issues usually. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I mean, yeah, and individually to me, like that housing levy means nothing to me. The reason it's meaningful to me is because it means something to my staff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then it better be
Then,
important to me
yeah,
because
yeah.
if it's important to all my staff, like, hey, this sucks,
Yeah.
then it becomes important to me.
Yeah.
So now I have an opinion about this housing levy.
Okay.
because like there's 150 people that have an opinion about it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, because now you've stayed long in Kenya, so when you get your citizenship, Kenyan citizenship, you'll be allowed to vote.
When?
Yeah, when I get it. Yeah.
When?
No, I'm
Is
gonna
it
get it.
when or if?
I think
gonna get
when.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years is such a long time,
Yeah.
and the business you're running in the country,
Yeah.
10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll get it.
And
Yeah,
you'll be
I'll get it.
queuing with
I'll get
him.
it. And later, I'm gonna run for MCA of like a ward.
Ooh.
Yeah, I will. When I
Where?
get a citizenship. If I'm still here, which I hope I am, this area, Kilishwa.
In Lavington.
Yeah, wherever I am right now.
Oh, nice.
You
You're
don't know
gonna
your word?
Kilishwa.
compete
okay.
against Alai. He's the current
I'm
reign.
going after you, Ellen. Which camera's on me? I'm going after you, Eli.
Alai, watch out.
I
We are
like-
Like,
coming.
what would be your motivation to being MCA?
Change stuff.
Like just local, just fixing like local stuff that are just like, because most annoyances to people are just like day to day. It's like not like whatever at the national level. It's just like that new club is really like that noise is bothering me. And Robert Lai is
Yeah.
going after those issues. Perfect.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
exactly what this is like. I think just the more local politics is, the better it works. Like the national government running some sort of housing scheme for us Kenyans is weird to me. Like housing seems to be provided pretty well locally by local entrepreneurs, developers, Kenyan developers, Chinese developers, Somali developers seem to be filling that demand just fine. Why does the government need to get in on it? So if you're going to take 1.5% of my salary, show me where it's going and how this is the best use for housing. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes
sort of-
me wonder. I don't know if this sounds racist, but like we've never had. We only have one foreigner running for a political seat in Kenya.
What do you mean by foreigner?
Um,
Because you certainly can't run as a foreigner for any political office.
well,
You mean
okay.
a white guy with Kenyan citizenship?
Yeah, Indian.
Indian
Yeah.
with Kenyan citizenship.
Yeah, with Kenyan
Who is that? Who is
citizenship.
Who is it?
Shakil Shabir is the MP for Kisumu.
That's the only one?
That's the only one.
In
No,
the parliament,
certainly
there's only one
not.
non.
Yeah. That's the only one. Do you know of any?
When did the last white MP leave? Because there was white MPs past independence.
After independence.
And definitely white judges. I think
Oh,
even
okay. Okay.
even when I came here the first time in 1995, there was like a white judge still on the Kenyan Supreme Court.
Oh, okay.
Do you know?
Maybe
No.
after.
Once again, the podcast is like, let's talk about shit we know. Zero.
No, okay. So
There was
the
like a
problem
white-
is, we can talk about it. It can be cut out, and
Yeah.
then you've
No, it's okay.
already,
No, it's okay. No, I don't.
No, you've already
No.
raised the interest. So now we're gonna
Yeah.
look into it, and then next time we
Yeah.
can talk about it.
Can I tell you where I've got to be in my bonnet on this thing? Is
Uh-huh.
like the University of Nairobi has a new chancellor who's not Kenyan.
Yeah,
Makes zero sense to me.
I was so confused when
Makes zero sense to me.
Why?
Well, like, why? This is like an important. University of Nairobi is an important
it's
institution.
an
in
institution.
society here.
Mhm.
And it's not. Is it partly government? Is it a parastatal?
It is a
is.
parastatal.
Yeah.
It's a parastatal, right?
Yeah.
So, like this is part of the, like why would we want a foreigner running such an important cultural institution? Like this institution sort of shapes whatever. And when I see what he said his priorities were, it's like, okay, this just tells me this guy reads The Economist, because he had his 5 priorities, and it was like green jobs, AI, blockchain, blah. It was just like 5 buzzwords. It's like, okay, you live in Europe and you read The Economist, and you read about what they talk about at the Davos Forum, and now that's your plan for the University of Nairobi.
Maybe I don't know, they think.
Are they an academic? Like, are they
I'm
an
sure. I'm sure. the guy
economic
says- I
person?
didn't look into the guy at all. I'm sure his credentials have credentials, right? Like his PhDs have their own little
PhDs. I didn't even know we were looking for a chancellor.
Yeah.
Why would a foreigner need to run that position? Isn't for a parastatal? Like, what would you think if there was a new foreign Supreme Court justice?
That would be the most randomest.
It would be
shit.
completely.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be
Because-
unacceptable?
Yeah, it's definitely unacceptable.
Without transparency.
Because-
Why?
Who appoints university chancellors?
Isn't it the same as
mean,
Michael
ult-
Joseph running Safaricom?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. It seems strange. I'd love to see what the if there's transparency around that decision.
Okay, can we
'Cause,
talk
like,
more
our-
about Sharon's question? Like you
question?
reacted like there was justification for Michael Joseph running Safaricom. Like what do you think about that? Like
Because it was it had private capital involved as well.
okay, I see what you mean.
Although it had like important government involvement, and still does, right?
Yeah.
Like there are private shareholders that like, yeah, it's nice to have like Kenyan, but like if you can't have a Kenyan that knows how to run a monster telecom, then we need somebody who does. So we're not going to hire a Kenyan just because it's nice to hire a Kenyan. Like I think the voters can say that, the people who like vote for the, basically the government interest in their voting Safaricom, but then the private shareholders have their say as well. Yeah, because they're like, yeah, we're not going to put a Kenyan in SAG, but they move that way eventually, which is the right way to move. Like
Yeah,
all
we
the okay,
had-
so
we
this is the thing
currently
about
have-
the university network. Like I think all these institutions should be moving toward more sort of Kenyan management and ownership, right? And like it seems like the university network is moving the other way. Weird.
Got a little bit
That's weird.
Like why would they
regressed a little.
Why would they regress? How's that going to help? And this guy's plan sounds like he kind of poached it off of like the last 6 issues of The Economist. Like his 5-point plan was all like trendy shit, blockchain.
Okay.
Did he go into it or like
Or just
No,
list
blo-
them.
just mention them?
I actually think I don't think blockchain was one of them, but AI was one, and green jobs
And
was
green
one.
jobs.
So already, even if the other 3 were like of great substance,
It already
2 of
washed
his,
out.
40% of his fucking shit, like this guy just sounds like a bullshitter already to me. Jeez, I've just picked a fight, eh?
Yeah.
You have just picked a fight.
You have-
I think
Whatever
it's
the
a
guy's
good-
name
I
is,
think-
it's
I
like
think-
Hans. Blah, blah. He's like a Dutch guy, I think. It's like, I'm going after you. You talk shit about me on your podcast if you want to get back at me. I'll talk about shit about you here. Yeah.
He's not gonna watch our
I think
podcast.
pick it.
Oh, he'll watch the podcast.
Pick
This
that.
will get forwarded.
Pick that bone and go
The
with
University of Nairobi students will forward this all around. It's like, yeah, who the fuck is this guy? Anyway,
Good.
Pride. What's happening this week?
it. With pride.
It's coming to an end, eh?
Yeah.
What
But-
major
but-
activity has been done? Oh, and I saw someone with a pride flag yesterday at the demos.
Mandamano.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And I had to follow her because she posted
Yeah.
on her TikTok page. I was like, you unfollow her? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what activities?
I guess that's the main activity right now. We are
you
protesting.
guys are riding
Yes.
on. Aren't you riding on? What?
Pride. Okay, it isn't really a festival. No, certainly not in Kenya. Like it's not a month of festivities and
Of debauchery.
yeah, it's not really like sherehe.
Which it is in some places. It's not a month's worth, but like in
Yeah.
Sydney when I lived there, they call it the time of the gay and lesbian Mardi Gras is what they call it. Do you remember this? Are you familiar
No,
with this?
I've not been. I didn't live in Sydney when
I know,
you live in.
but it's people have written about it. It's in the news.
Yeah.
Like if you read up on gay shit, you'll find this, right? And yeah, that was like this crazy like party weekend of like 3 days of it, whatever. So
Yeah.
Not
sorry.
even a private
Back
club
to
in
you.
Nairobi is gonna hold like
I'm stealing
an
that.
event.
No, people are underground doing events.
Oh, okay.
What is it like? Showing films,
Yeah.
hosting game nights.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
And people are
Having
organizing
little
this on
parties.
social media. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they
so we
their
have
WhatsApp
people.
group.
Have a
What?
WhatsApp group.
You do
I
it.
am not in that WhatsApp
Gays.
group, please.
Yeah.
What would the
Please
title?
add me to the WhatsApp group.
It's like the white.
Look at
It's like
me.
the whites. WhatsApp group.
Yeah, like
Oh.
the whites WhatsApp group.
The whites have had a bad week. Oh, sorry, they've had a bad week on the WhatsApp group. We've got an incident where we're going to look bad.
Okay.
Okay, do you remember the George Floyd incident a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
where this black guy was killed by this white cop?
Yeah.
Take his knee off the guy's neck,
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
and it led to like months of protests. Yeah, do you remember this?
Yeah.
There's another one. It didn't involve the death of a guy, so it's like a less damaging outcome, but like more like there's this video of this cop stopping this black guy for a traffic stop just because he's black, and when the guy the black guy won't talk to him because like he's like, why are you stopping me? And he's like, I want to search the car. The guy basically busts in like the back window of his car and pulls the guy out and arrests him. And it's just like there's no like, this one's gonna be worse than George Floyd.
That's consistent.
Yeah, Sorry, so we had a bad week.
Like, is like,
the
are you discuss?
consistency for me.
Are you discussing in the WhatsApp group like how do we stop doing this? Like,
Yeah, what
like,
ideas
is
are
there
people? What
come
new
to Jesus
ideas?
moment happening
people
in
coming
your
up with?
psyche as a people?
Yeah, it's like, guys, sometimes I give them a little pep talk. I'm like, guys, we gotta stop doing this. We gotta stop doing this. We're damaging the brand. Us whites have a good brand. We got Jesus. Was he one of the whites?
Are
we
you
got,
fucking kidding
Mandela
me?
was no. Actually, who do we have?
What brand are you talking about?
The whites.
The
Our
whites.
global, the
It's
white
a
skin
global
brand.
What brand? Like, it's
It's a
not.
brand.
Led by Jesus Christ.
It's
I
been
think that might be a stretch.
it's been held up by propaganda and a superiority complex.
Yeah.
Do you think
It's a
blacks have
trash.
a brand?
Yeah.
No one does.
Yes.
So
Which is why I think this. Can I go back to my arch enemy, this new chancellor of the University of Nairobi? That's why I think he got picked. I think his credentials were probably of such like astounding quality that like basically like this guy knows secrets. This white man knows secrets that we
Yeah.
can never know about how you run a university, right?
yeah,
Because they probably sense
he'll
like
take us to a Harvard level.
he'll take us to an amazing level because he's he'll be able to basically bring in the wisdom of the developed world on this stuff. And I don't necessarily believe that's true. I don't think that's true. Anyway, so we had a bad week, but we're going to get together next week. We're going to do better.
Okay.
The
But
whites,
I
we decide we're going to lay low this week. We're not going to like,
but I honestly love the consistency.
Trash.
which one?
Whites are always doing something.
We're always up to something.
They're always on the
They're
wrong side
always
of
on
history.
the wrong side of history.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, we were talking about the LGBTQ
Oh, yeah.
group.
If there's a WhatsApp
Can-
group
can
I
I-
want in,
Can you give
But
me
no.
another way to say the same concept as that? Because I'm always like worried I'm going to stumble over those letters.
no, stumble until you get it right.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why?
And
I
this is the
almost
whole thing.
stumbled.
And this is
Isn't
the
there an alternative that
no,
I
no,
could
no, no.
use?
And this is the whole thing. Like with people, like people changing their names. Like no. She's been called Rosemary all her life. Like what is this other person? No. Stumble until you get it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it subtle though? What the right way to say
It
this?
will keep changing, and you'll keep adapting to it.
Like how often will it change?
I can't
After
give you a
5
timelines.
years, after 1 year.
Come
There are no timelines to it.
Could it change every day?
Yes. And every day you have to adapt to the new.
Just say LGB.
Well, that's going to make me less likely to want to talk about it because it's just like I'm going to be afraid I'm going to.
Yeah, we are definitely, like, you are definitely admitting to the fact that the whole thing is the fact that you're afraid of you're afraid of change. Like, it's the fear of the unknown. Like, that's what you're not. And actually, this is what someone once posted. Like, do you understand the fundamentals of like the pronouns, or are you just memorizing a pronoun? Like,
I
this is
am
Rosemary,
memorizing.
this is she,
Can I-
her.
can I
But
help?
do you actually understand the basis of the reason why they are actually going by certain pronouns? Like, no, that's what you need to understand. It's not memorizing the phrase LGBTQ. Like, it's actually understanding the spirit behind
Sure.
what it's all about. So
Yeah.
it's okay, like, stumble upon it. Like,
If I say,
No,
if I say,
I mean, but you
Until
gotta
you get
gotta
it
be
right.
able. Yeah, but I'll make mistakes, right?
yeah.
Of course. It's like one time I called Raymond, our friend Raymond, right? I called him Ray, and he quickly corrected. He's like, "No, it's Raymond."
Yeah.
He's like, it was quick, like that. He doesn't like me shortening his name, and I know, and I remembered it forever.
Exactly.
He wasn't pissed.
Exactly.
if I say, because the rainbow is never going away, if I say rainbow coalition,
That's
Could I say?
definitely has a
Could I say?
bad connotation.
Could I say
yeah?
queer?
You use the name that the people have told you that this is the word that we want to go with. So that's the
Okay.
one you start nicknaming.
Could I say queer?
the
Or would
community.
that not be
Yeah,
accurate?
queer community
I would
is,
like that. Could
is
that
a
be?
good
That's-
alternative, but
That's just easier for me to say. And I can
it's
remember it.
still, yeah.
I can't remember all. the
I
words.
don't want to give you an out. Like,
Okay,
I
don't
want
give
you
me
to,
an out. Okay.
yeah.
If I
or
ever
do you want
use
him
it,
to struggle?
I
if
want
I
you
ever
to
use it
figure it out. Like,
wrongly,
every
you-
time-
you-
every time-
you course correct me, okay?
Yeah. And the problem is,
Or just say them.
plat-
Them
wow.
people.
Oh, I thought that's a phrase. Like, you don't say her, he.
That's
You
the
say
pronouns.
them. Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
You don't say she is.
No, but it's specific people. They identify in a specific
Okay.
way. Like when you're addressing them, like
this
you
is
use
huge.
they,
This is a
them.
lot. This
Yeah,
is,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's so many things, so many questions. My God, but
Okay.
yes. So different organizers. There are different communities serving different parts of the community. Like there's a community serving people with events for over 26, the ages of over 26. Others they are more into fashion, so they'll hold an organization. They'll hold an event that is celebrating fashion. Like others, it's in sports, so they're going to. So there are all of these activities going on underground, and not really underground. Like if it's on social media, it's in the public. So I guess,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if people are willing to post it on social media,
Yeah,
or,
and
to
people are
to a reasonably
attending.
broad group and
Yeah.
get it screenshot and whatever, then
yeah.
it's like it's
And
changing.
and now that's the pride. Like that's the event. Like me showing up with this because last time Chad got frazzled. That's pride.
I want to start from somewhere. Is there a book I can read from, like history and
Could I-
changing times and all?
Or-
is there something I can just sit
Could
down
we-
and read?
would there be a pride event that like we could go to where we could learn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Would you-
allies. Allies are always
Can you,
welcome. Allies
can we
are
that would
actually
be better than you reading a
the-
book.
Oh, yeah?
I think, yeah.
The
As
A
far as you
in
learning what this
the-
whole thing's about. Yeah.
the A in LGBTIQ, like A plus C. C are also like the A is asexual and also allies. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
if you
Okay, so
are
we are
go.
getting an
really
invite.
interested
Yeah?
and you're not gonna have any judgment, so
What did you say?
Because we're now allies.
Oh.
that feels
if you
good.
are,
Of course we are.
Aren't
Okay.
we?
Why
you've
wouldn't
signed-
we be?
that's signing on the dotted line. Yeah.
Okay, so we are waiting for an invite
Okay.
we'll
Good.
for an
I'll
event
look it
before
up.
end of the month.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to know what my big issue is going to be when I'm elected MCA? Or maybe my good friend Robert Alai could take this up now.
Yeah.
Is these ads for massage parlors around Keloweshwa. I don't mind the fact, I'm not naive, I don't mind the fact that there exist these massage parlors. I don't like these ads.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
When he got into office, that's the first thing he started with. They were all being pulled down. Then they suddenly
But
just
they're
came back.
everywhere.
They all just came back.
They're everywhere.
There's
I
a
saw-
time he
I
even
saw a new
posted
iteration.
a photo of a pile of those massage whatever.
Yeah.
I saw a new
It's
iteration yesterday.
ridiculous, you guys.
I
don't
saw
need
a
to-
new iteration. Oh,
Let's hear
come on, this is fun. So they're mostly what's the word? Mostly usually they're usually these hot chick
Usually.
curvy.
Yeah, not always, yeah. Sometimes it's just a phone number, right? Utopia massage.
So now I saw one yesterday where it's the girl is on the side. Now they're decentering the. The girl is supposed to be the one who's giving you the massage.
Yes,
Yes.
the masseuse,
So
yes.
the masseuse, that's the word. So they are decentering the masseuse
The therapist.
and
The therapist. Yeah.
and now there's a lion lying down. So I guess he's on the massage bed. And
What?
I loved that. Like they are iterating and I love it.
Why
So
is there a lion?
let's talk about that.
Yeah, why is there a lion?
Seems like you know.
Describe this again.
So it's
Can we get a picture of this to like
God
pop
damn it.
up in the
Okay,
in the
I'll
corner,
pass.
in the corner of the YouTube when
okay.
we publish
I'll
this
pass.
now?
I'll take the same route to the office
Yeah,
and then
but
I'll
just
gonna
describe
take
it
a
to us
photo
quick
and
because I
then
want to
share
hear it.
Yeah, so it has been the therapist standing like in the middle, like it's just a photo and a number, like massage and a number. But now
But is she in like a low cut dress or is she?
yes,
Yes, okay.
like she's in
Yeah.
appropriate outfit. So now she is on the side and there's a lion lying down, like just lioning. So what do you think the figurative, like why do you think we brought in a lion into the imagery of the massage parlors?
It's like because like if you're a guy that goes there, you're like sort of the boss.
Simba,
right? So
Simba, eh?
Yeah, you're king of the
champion.
jungle.
King of the jungle.
What is this? The
The
conqueror,
champ-
the champion.
The lion is here. Zobu, zobu.
I love that. Like I love that imagery.
Okay.
Like we are.
Can we get
changing
it
this.
off of the signs list so my 12-year-olds don't have to ask me about it? Like, why is that woman next to a lion?